So let me show you how to create a module inside of this Android Studio Compose project, right? This module will allow us to create a Kotlin file. That way we're able to play around with Kotlin separately from the Android application. So what we need to do, let's open our project tab there, and let's make sure that the app is selected. And say right click, say new, we want a module. So click there. And in this case here, we need to specify the template we want to use for a module. Well, what we want is Java or Kotlin library. Click on that. And of course, because it's a library, we actually need to pass a name. In this case, I'm going to say my Kotlin, or any name you want. Okay, and you can leave the class name as such. Language obviously has to be Kotlin and not Java because we're interested in Kotlin. And then just say finish. And it'll take a little bit for the Gradle to process and sync everything up and create the actual module. Okay, so after a few moments, you will see that there is a new folder at the bottom here of the project. If you close the project, you can see it's kind of separate from the app, Android app. So this tells us that this is indeed a separate module, but it's still part of the whole project. So let's click there in our My Kotlin, and you can see there is a folder called Java. And then also there's a folder, or in this case, what we call a package with this name there, and then My Class. So I'm going to double click My Class. And what I'm going to do here is actually, I'm going to get rid of all of that. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and say fun function. You can see now right away Android Studio comes up with suggestions, which is very helpful. And so I'm going to just hit enter, and then I'm going to say main. It has to be that name, main. And the moment you start typing main, you can see to the left here we have this play button, which means then this is the entry point to any Kotlin file, right? So it's a function such, and I'm going to put curly braces around that. So now I'm going to say print, and then inside here, I'm going to just say hello Kotlin, like this. Okay, so that's very simple. We've created a module, and in there we have a class, right? And even though we got rid of that class, we just went straight and added the fun main, and then we pass in a print and pass a string inside. Notice if you're coming from different programming language, notice in Kotlin, we don't need to put semicolons. Those are optional, which is really nice. Okay, so how do we run this so we can see something, right? We just want to print hello Kotlin somewhere in our console. So as you see here, we have this play button. So click on that, and we're going to click on run my class like this. And you'll see that Gradle is building and running at the bottom here. So doing all the work in the background so that this is right. Now, obviously in the beginning, this may take a little bit of time, but once all is done, you can see that hello indeed is working. So hello Kotlin is displayed at the bottom here, okay? And the console. Very good. So we're able to attach a module into our Kotlin Android project so that we can separately play around with Kotlin, okay? So in this case here, just for fun, I'm going to say val. Name, for instance, is equal to Joe, and I can invoke inside here instead of Kotlin. I'm going to first put the $sign and say name like this. Voila. Right, there it goes. Now we're invoking this variable that has Joe, so we can run again. We should see hello Joe. And there we have it. Okay, it's very simple, but I want to show you how you would run Kotlin inside of an Android project.